Hello and welcome. If it's your first time here, my name is Swan. I have not been introducing myself in videos lately. I don't know why. Anyway, we are just going to kind of get into it. I'm going to attempt to do a Chinese New Year look. Chances are the look I do is already in the thumbnail, so you probably know whether or not this was successful. And I also have this look in my foundation declutter video for the Too Faced Peach Perfect. So I do already have my foundation on. If you haven't seen those videos, if you like declutter videos, I'm doing kind of a different sort of declutter thing where I go through every single one of my foundations and do like a full day wear test on them so that you can kind of see how they wear. And that's how I'm going to determine which ones I'm keeping and which ones I'm getting rid of. All right, good times. Let's get into this look. I am going to do my brows first. Do I not have... I just replaced one of my brow pencils. It's in the living room. I'll be back. So this is the Benefit Precisely My Brow and Goof Proof brow pencils. And it just came in a little 2-pack. These are in shade 4. And I'm going to go in with the Precisely My Brow. It's just a really fine tipped brow pencil. There's a spoolie at the other end, so. And I really, there's something I really like about the spoolies on the Benefit brow products. They just have really good spoolies. I need to get a clear brow gel now that I got my brows tinted. I've been getting so spoiled because since my brows are tinted, I just haven't been doing them. I've just been leaving them completely like natural. And yeah. So the Goof Proof brow has a spoolie at one end also. And then see if you can tell if it'll focus. It has like this nice like diamond shape at the other end, but it's different than a lot of other diamond shapes that I've seen because it's really like much thinner at one tip. So you can still use this to get really nice fine strokes. But if you have fuller brows like I do, this one also works well for like if I want to fill in larger portions. If you were only going to get one, I would say I would probably recommend the Goof Proof generally over the Precisely My Brow if you fill your brows in completely. If you just have like a couple, like you like to just put in a couple of hairs, then I would get the Precisely My Brow. They do frequently have like the full size, like 2 full size like this. If you can get them that way, I recommend just getting both. I think that they are great pencils and I'm a fan. It's also because I get my brows done at the Benefit Brow Bar. This is the Benefit Highbrow I don't usually use this, but I feel like I should. I got it in like a gift pack at some point. And I just want to use it up. But because I get my eyebrows done at the Benefit Brow Bar, I do think that that probably also has an effect on how completely perfectly my eyebrows match with the shade of their brow pencils. Although this brow is messed up. Okay, I'm done with my brows. This is not a brow video. It has turned into that, but that's not what it's meant to be. This is a Luxie 209 large shader brush. I'm just gonna put a little bit on there, which is a ton. This is the mini size of this eye primer, and I've had it since launch, and I've used such a tiny amount of it. I don't think I would buy the full size ever. I think I would always just buy the mini size because it goes so far, and I would be worried that if I bought the full size that it would go bad before I had a chance to actually use it. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Corrector in Lavender. And if you've seen my videos before, then you know that I use this as my concealer because it helps to cancel out the yellow tones underneath my eyes, and it helps to negate some of the hollowness. Like, my eyes are really pretty deep, so it helps to address some of that and bring them forward a bit. The foundation, I'm using the Peach Perfect, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. And this powder does have a little bit of color to it. So over that lavender, it just brings it back to like a skin shade. Also, it smells really good. And don't eat it, but if you do get it in your mouth, it tastes good. Just FYI, but don't eat it. And then I do also, I'm not planning on doing eyeshadow, but I want to set this just to make sure it stays in place. So I'm going to use Tact. This is the Suva Beauty Protege palette, but literally any eyeshadow that is the same shade as your skin tone will work. And you can just set it with setting powder, but because it's not quite the same shade as my skin tone and I'm not putting on any eyeshadow, or at least not planning on putting on any eyeshadow, I want to make sure that I'm setting it in a shade that matches my skin tone. And it will crease if you don't set it. The eye primer will crease if you don't set it. Okay, and 20 minutes later, we're actually going to start this makeup look for real. I'm gonna do a gold graphic eyeliner. This is Gold Digger by Suva Beauty. This is a Hydraliner, so it's just like a hard, like little puck that's in there. Then I have my little cup of water, and you can use a mixing medium or whatever. I prefer to use just regular water. And then this is a Sigma E05 eyeliner. You just put your water in there and mix it around. I need to be able to watch it to make sure I'm getting the right consistency. They do a lot of really cool videos on their Instagram, Suva Beauty does, of them mixing together different shades of the Hydraliners and also different shades of their eyeshadows, and you know, like showing you different things that you can do, which is really fun. But if you're curious about different shades that you can get or what shades they have, I highly recommend going to their Instagram. Or if you're interested in me doing a video, I can also do, I have all but I think 3 shades now. I bought their entire collection, but I think they've come out with 3 new shades since then, so I need to get those. Okay, this brush was not the right brush to do this with because it's just like soaking up all of the product. Just testing it on the back of my hand to make sure that it is the right consistency. It's really hard to try to explain how to, like, what the right consistency should be because it depends on your preference and what you're doing. So if you get these, I recommend just like testing it on the back of your hand, especially the very first time you do it, just to see whether or not it's what you're trying to go for. So I have a favorite eyeliner brush, and it is a MAC eyeliner brush, and I can't find it, which I think means it's probably in my like half bath waiting to be washed. So this is a Smith 202, and it is just a really small eyeliner brush. I also really love this eyeliner brush. I'm just concerned about being able to get the kind of tip that I want with it. So I'm going to try to use what's left on this Sigma eyeliner brush to just sort of get like a normal gold eyeliner line. And I do want it a little bit thicker than normal, just because I want it to be very noticeable. And I have very fair skin. I'm now going to go into that same gold eyeliner, which I've put it in the cap just because that way it's not absorbing down into the puck and getting thicker, but it will slowly dry and that will still make it thicker. So I just always keep water handy so that I can thin it out if I need to. But this is a little bit thicker than what I just put on. I'm just layering that on top of it a little bit just to make it a little more bold. And then for the tricky part, so I'm going to sort of roll my brush to get a nice point, and then I'm going to, so because I have very hooded eyes, I want to go up above that hood, and I'm not going, a lot of times you'll see people go like way to the inside. If I do that, it's just going to get lost in the hood of my eye. So I'm going just to like the outside of my iris here. So about here, like where, kind of where the arch of my eyebrow is, I'm going to go out this way and then back down to give me kind of like that cat eye shape. And I was hoping that I could do this in just gold, but I don't know that it's going to show up well enough. I'm going to try and make it a little bit thicker. But I hate trying to do a double line. I'm just not very good at it. But I think I'm gonna have to in order to make this show up. Sorry if there was a weird little transition right there. My battery died, so I had to switch that. I'm just kind of letting this dry, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Also, if you have your eyeliner just in the cap and it starts to dry out, it's absolutely fine to just keep adding more water to it. Going to stick out here. Okay, I think those are pretty even. That side seems pretty close to dry. So I'm going to outline it with black. I'm actually, let me zoom you in. So I want this to be a little bit higher than what it was. And one of the nice things about these eyeliners is that if you leave them alone, they stay put very well, but if you don't like what you did and you want to change it, it's pretty easy to do that. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of the product that's left on here. No, I'm not, because it's a dry. So this is a good reminder to me and to you if you're doing this and you've done it before, or a good lesson, I guess, if you haven't, that you should leave your eyes open when you decide where you want the top to be. So I want it to be more like there. No. Why is that not? So I'm going to leave me taking this off and putting it back on multiple times in the video because people talk about it in their videos, but they don't leave it in there, and that is real life. Like, I don't do graphic eyeliner every day, so even though I do it semi-frequently in my real life, it is something that I will forget where exactly, especially if I've been doing it and my eyebrows weren't cleaned up and now they are. That makes a difference too. But I'm just going to bring this up in closer to my arch so that this is where I actually want it. There we go. All right, so there's the gold. And as you can see, it's not very bold on my very pale skin type. So for right now, I'm actually going to just leave it for a moment and let that dry before I add the black to it. So I'm trying to decide on a highlight because I wanted a gold highlight. And gold highlights are generally too deep for my skin tone, so I don't usually keep them. And this is probably the closest I have. The top one there is the ABH Emrazy, which is one of my favorite highlights. And the bottom one, which I don't know how well you can tell on camera, let's see if this will focus, is much more glittery, but very similar in shade and tone. And that is the Jeffree Star Supreme Frost in Wet Dream. Even though glittery highlighters aren't usually my thing, I think the one that is the most gold is Wet Dream. So that's the highlighter I'm going to use. And taking 12 years to decide on a highlighter has given time for my eyeliner to dry. So now comes the part of this that I fear the most. I have issues doing a drop shadow, which is what I'm gonna try to do for this eyeliner. Okay, so I got this eye to work out really well. So now we're gonna try this eye again, because third time's a charm, right? Right?
Hello, editing Siobhan here. So I did not realize that I had leaned too close to my mirror and cut myself off in the video. So that's why there's not footage of me actually making that lovely black line. Sorry about that. Forgive me?
Tempted to try to just outline it completely, but is that gonna look stupid? No, really, I need you to tell me, is that gonna look stupid? I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, I know they don't match. We're gonna move on. Since I'm going for gold, I'm gonna use my Sad Broken blush. This is the Pixi Aspen Ovard in Rome Rose. This blush is still one of my all-time favorites. It's just so sad that it's broken. I need to just pour out the broken pieces at this point. But it does have like a very gold sheen in it, so it should mix in well with this and make it look less like a stripe. Okay, my camera cut off at some point. So annoying. Hopefully we didn't lose too much. If you lost the part with the lipstick, this is the MAC Ruby Woo. Hello. In the Chinese New Year packaging from last year. Ruby Woo is one of their most popular shades, so you can definitely get this shade, just not in that packaging. And this is my Chinese New Year look. If I had the burgundy hair that I wanted, which I want this blue to fade out completely so much, or just fade, like I just want it to fade before I try to remove it. And then I want to do burgundy. But if I had my burgundy hair already, this would be a much more Chinese New Year look. Let's just pull my hair back so that the blue's not so distracting. So, is my eyeliner perfect? No. No, it is not. Because I don't have patience. I was going to say sometimes, but that'd be a lie. I'm just not the most patient person in the world. I want to keep working on doing more graphic eyeliner because I really enjoy it. And I swear, when I do it and I'm not filming, it turns out so much better, which is infuriating, but also makes sense because I don't feel like, I don't know. I don't feel nervous when I'm doing it on camera, but I'm sure that there's some sort of like inherent feeling of nerves. I'm going to zoom you out. But this is the final look. I need to do my first check-in for my foundation video. This took way longer than I thought it was going to. So, yep, I hope you like it. I hope you learned something or at least enjoyed watching me struggle and realizing that people struggle. If you have any like color combinations you would like to see for graphic eyeliner, or if there's like a certain type of graphic eyeliner you would like to see me try, or if you want to see me try this one again and do it better, just let me know down in the comments. If you want to see the foundation videos, I will try to remember to link the playlist down below or on the end screen, and you should check those out. It's been fun so far. I'm only on my third foundation, and yeah, it's interesting. I have learned a little bit about foundations that I have already and how I feel about them. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and go record that. I hope that you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Bye.